Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman with the DC Camp, Great Millstone, back for another video. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah. And of course, double honors once again go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd like to send salutations out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across four corners of this earth. All right. Well, trying to wake up the remaining hopefully elect because, as I always say, and the prophecies prove it, time is indeed short. All right, so this is going to be a short video. All right, because you have some that question, all right, the Most High and His validity, all right, and concerning He is what He is. Like, who are you first and foremost to question? But this one goes into, is the Most High, believe it or not, they're saying, is the Most High all-powerful? Is there a contradiction here? Let's see. This is Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 27. Behold, I am the Most High Yahweh, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? It's in the form of a question, but more importantly, what kind of question? It's rhetorical, right? All right. It says, therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, behold, I will give this city into the hand of the Chaldeans and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall take it. All right. So, Scripture says, is there anything too hard for the Most High? No, there's not, because He's the Most High. But you have some that want to play these games, unfortunately. All right, they're either atheists, some of them, believe it or not, or Israelites, or Jake. All right, yes, you had a surge in that, rather, last couple of decades. I'm going to just put it there. Heavy amongst Jake, because they're in this world. Hey, what can you do? All right, let's get another one here. Let's see. Saint Matt, wait a minute. And of course, the answer to that, we're going to have to go to the Old Testament. To the New Testament. It says, but Yahweh beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, all things are possible. So there's a distinction here also between Yahweh Shai and the Most High. Okay. So what do we have here? We have, is that the case, or is it just your lack of understanding? I'm going with the latter, all right, because this book is not meant for everyone. First and foremost, let's get that out there. This book concerns and is about, and always was about, one particular nation of people, Slovakia for that, and that was the Israelites. Point blank, period, that's it. And it says it all throughout these scriptures. All right, so what's that? As it says in Proverbs 4 and 7. When you're trying to get wisdom, let's get that real quick. All right. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all that getting, get understanding. See, this is beyond going to your enemies' schools. And what I mean by that is this devil, through half a millennium now, all right, has established himself, brought himself up out of the caves, polished himself somewhat to be a so-called reputable person in the eyes of the world. He rules. But these people are the wicked. And unfortunately, hey, they're up over us. They are our oppressors. They played this game, like it says in Revelation 20th chapter. All right, he's been let loose for that little season. He has deceived the whole world. So a lot of our people look up to these institutions, in particular these religious institutions, these, hey, let's just call them what it is, these monstrosities that they call cathedrals, just because, you know, it looks important, it looks, in other words, it's where the money is at. So Jake is all into that pomp and circumstance. Same with the Islam. You know, they got all the gold and, you know, the treasure. You look at Dubai and it's like, oh my goodness. And they think that, all right, that has to do with godliness. All right, but that gain has nothing to do with it. The scriptures tell you that. All right, but our people are swayed by that. They swoon over it. All right, yeah, hypnotized by it. All right, but that has nothing to do with, again, there's all kinds of scriptures on that. It's exactly the opposite. Why you want to get involved in this world? All right, it's going to pass away. And then what do you have? And we're coming up to that point right now, all right, where a lot of people that didn't see it before, that mocked us out there on the streets, that, you know, cussed us out, cursed us, they don't do that like they did in the past. Could it be that they're seeing what, all right, the scripture said all along, that we're out there, you know? Because let's get it straight. These are the words of the Most High. These are not ours. So here's the thing. Again, is this something that, is it the Most High is he all powerful, or isn't he? Or is it just your understanding? You don't understand that. Let's look up, let's see, did I have the, yeah, I got it. I think I got it here. Nope. Let's see. Let's see, rhetorical. There it is. What is a rhetorical question? Remember, let's read this again. All right, it says, whoops, I gotta go back and find it. Hold on. Jeremiah 32 and 27. Let's read it again. Behold, I am the Most High Yahweh, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Could this be also that this is, and then several times in the scriptures here, where he's boasting, he's the Most High, he can do what he wants. All right, it's a rhetorical question, a statement that is formulated as a question, but that is not supposed to be answered. All right, let's look at the other one. A message that is stated or declared, a communication, oral or written, setting forth particulars or facts, etc. Because he is the Most High. So who are you, as it says in Isaiah 55th chapter, verses 8 through 11? Your thoughts are not my thoughts. He's above, we're below. Who the hell? But that goes to the hubris. Let's look up that of the so-called white man. Let's get that real quick. All right. Overbearing pride or presumption. Is that not who we're talking about? Lordliness, high-handedness, arrogance, haughtiness, hauteur, overbearing pride evidenced by superior manner toward inferiors. Is that not who we're talking about? He thinks because he went to divinity school at Harvard or Cambridge or Yale or one of these institutions, you know, it's like, who the... But you know what? Let's go, you address them, you do it like this. But first, let's get this, because this is the contrast. I forgot to get it, Salakia. Because the argument is, it says it here, it says, Judges 1:19, and the Most High Yahweh was with Judah, and he drave out the inhabitants of the mountain but could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley because they had chariots of iron. Okay. So, their argument is, well, yeah, he was with Judah, and even with that, they couldn't drive out these people because they were so mighty. They had all these chariots of iron and all these weapons. Well, okay, now you're very much limiting the Most High. Could it be something else that's going on here that it doesn't mention in this verse? But we know that throughout the scriptures, it's telling you that the only limitation was with the children of Israel. They sinned or something else, all right? Lack of faith, all right, which in itself is a sin. All right, it's just not put into words here, into scripture. Hell, Judith 5th chapter, that's about to, among others, go straight to it. And tell, hey, let's go get it. Where the Ammonite is telling Holofernes, let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Then was it declared to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur, that the children of Israel had prepared for war, and had shut up the passages of the hill country, and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the campaign countries, wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes of Moab, and the captains of Ammon, and all the governors of the seacoast. And he said unto them, Tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, and wherein is their power and strength, and what king is set over them, or captain of the army? And why have they determined not to come and meet me more than all the inhabitants of the west? Then said Achior, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, Let my lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabiteth the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. This people are descendant of the Chaldeans, all right, and they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldea. Remember, Abraham made that sojourn out of Chaldea, all right, because of that very same reason, all right, to get away from the idolatry and everything. He says, For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven, the God whom they knew, so they cast them out from the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned, and to go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt, and were increased with gold and silver and with very much cattle. So when they left, it's letting you know right there, they were blessed, right? Get away from all that bullshit, all right? But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, while they were nourished, and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number the nation. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them, and dwelt subtly with them, and brought them low with laboring and brick, and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. Everybody was aware of what happened with them. All right, and everybody was in fear when we came out. All right, same thing's happening here. This devil's being set up. All right, and the Most High dried the Red Sea before them, and brought them to Mount Sinai and Kadesh Barn, and cast them forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. I'm sure I messed up that pronunciation. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Esbon, and passing over Jordan they possessed all the hill country. And they cast forth before them the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, and the Sigamite, and all the Girgasites, and they dwelt in that country many days. And whilst they sinned not before, and this is the important part, and whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Sorry I had to read all that, but to give you the background into what he's saying, he's telling Holofernes who these people are and what's up with them. And while they are in the good graces of their God, don't fuck with them. All right? So it was described in many cases that these other nations would send spies to see what was up with Israel, whether before they moved on them or not. All right? As in this case I just read. So, let's see. Where am I trying to? There we go. So let's go back to, because again, all right, they're making a case. Well, let's go to, hold on. So yeah, there is, for these arrogant fucks, that's what I was looking for. You just have to remind them, like the Most High was telling Job, oh, you think you're all that, don't you? All right. Remember, this is a proud devil that's over us. All right. Arrogant, conceited, however you want to put it. This is Job 38:1. Then the Lord answered Job out of the world when he said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Here's the point. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? You know what his signs, he tells you up, trust him out, and this shit is coming back up again. All right. They're going to try to dupe the people, you know, and surprisingly, he's going to catch a lot of more people because, hey, he's going to tighten the screws even more with this another, you know, lockdown coming. All right. What a coincidence. Another presidential election around the corner. Wow. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who hath stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy, or who shut up the sea with doors when it brake forth, as if it had issued out of the womb? When I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, hitherto shalt thou come, but no further, and here shall thy proud ways be stayed. Who did that? Was it you? Of course, like everything else, he likes to take the credit. All right. 12. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the day spring to know his place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? It is turned as clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment. All right. So again, here we are with this devil. All right. Trying to claim, well, there's contradictions in the scriptures. Well, it might seem that way to you because, as I said a little while ago, all right, is it the problem with the book or is it your understanding? And I said I would go on with the latter, and that is true. I was just watching a commercial for because I watch this channel, Story Channel, and they give a lot of biographies and they go into you know, a lot of history. And let's say they're advertising this program that's coming up now. It goes into the book of Genesis, you know, first chapter. They got this guy, you know, this proud devil, and he's got several degrees, and he's talking about the serpent in the garden. He said, well, why would that curse matter if a serpent, you know, go on its belly? That's what a snake does anyway. And I'm like, wow. All right. Again, these are the people that are over us. But, you know, thankfully we see that, you know, their time is coming to an end. I mean, I can go a whole lot deeper into this, but for time's sake, you know, made my point. Yeah, it's going to be many more coming with this because there's a whole lot more. All right. So, yeah, with that, I'm going to leave it there. Contradictions in the scriptures. Wow. All right. And, this is something that a lot of people that don't know or don't want to know, or they want to be as opposition. Stuff like this, they latch on to, you know, because they want to stay here in this wicked ass place. That's the bottom line. So with that, once again, this has been so-called Bible contradiction. It says the Most High is all powerful. He's not. Which is it? All right. So hopefully I've answered that. And so until the next video, hey, shalom.